Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Today, we're talking about stress relief strategies. And yes, it is a community space. So, super excited. Hey, welcome goes to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. We're talking all about stress relief today. Hey, Michael, welcome. And Ops Tree Solutions, welcome. Toma, welcome. Great to see you all today. Tommaso. And of course, here we have our co-host, Ron is here. Welcome, Ron, to the tribe this morning. Hey, Carlos. Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Okay, awesome. And the music's all right?
It's perfect.
Yay. Hey, and Carlos is here. Hey, welcome, Carlos. I bet you've got some gems to contribute on stress relief strategies. Wow, in the tribe. Super excited to see you here. And what a topic it is, because I don't know anybody in the world that doesn't have some kind of stress at some kind of moment. I mean, it is a normal thing for us, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So we have a topic that is relevant, and hopefully we can share some gems in here that's going to help everybody. Okay, and the chat is live. I'm just going to post the first welcome to Positivity Vibe Tribe, of course. So everybody get into the chat. It is on the bottom right-hand side. Have fun with that. Ask questions. Say hello to everybody. Hey, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Our partners Bunsen and Beaker are here. Yay! And because this is a community space, feel free to hop up and request to speak early in the piece. Okay, so we are getting our team all set up here. Stephen has arrived. Yay! Hey, I'm seeing so many wonderful faces. Bob is in the house. Yay! Arvin, Sarah, David, Brent. So many people here. Okay, there's too many to name. But I'm loving it. And thank you so much, Ron, for loading up the nesty nest.
No problem.
Awesome. Loving it. Okay. So let's welcome a couple of people up here. Hey, Carlos, great to see you.
Hi, Indra.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Very well. And this is great that you have this stress relief strategy because I was very, very stressed till yesterday. And a friend helped me with a couple of tricks that I want to share with you today here.
Oh, wow. Super exciting. So love that. Thank you so much. And yes, this topic of stress is something that is never going to go away for all of us. You know, whatever we are dealing with in our lives at different times. So we have to figure out some strategies that we can put in place and that we can manage, because so many different things for different people are stressful. To name so many, I mean, just waking up every day and facing the day can be stressful for many of us. So it is an ongoing thing, and it's not something that is a quick fix. And that's why these strategies are so important. I felt we really need to talk about these in the Positivity Vibe Tribe because of this reason. So now would be a great time also for everybody to tweet out the space. Would love you guys to tweet out the space and share it, because who knows, there may be somebody out there that may really benefit from some of the things that are going to be shared in this space on stress relief strategies.
And Indra, I just want to suggest to everyone a really easy way to do that is to go down to the chat and just retweet there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so walk us through it. This is a new one.
Okay, just go down to when you go down to the chat box, that
Yeah.
little bubble, and then right under the Positivity Vibe Tribe Stress Relief Strategies, there's the retweet button.
Oh, Ron, you are a genius.
Oh, no. Dan actually put that in the chat on Monday night, so
Oh,
I
well,
can't claim
okay. Well,
that one.
still, amazing that you brought that to the table, because
That's true. Very true.
credit is due, because I was telling everybody, head up to the arrow, which is another way, but it's not as easy. Head up to the arrow, then hit the via, which then you've got to still choose Twitter. So if you go to the chat and then you just hit the retweet on the below the space card, I mean, wow, that is easy peasy.
That is really easy.
Wow,
peasy.
I love that. Look, innovation, and who knows, Dan may even be dropping into the space later, because he knows about this topic. So let's see if he does drop in. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you for loading up the nest. Let's head over to the nest and just kind of go over what's in there. Okay. So first of all, I want to thank our sponsors, Wordsmith Pakistan. Thank you so much for all that you do for sponsoring this show. And also, if anybody wants a little help with their content creation, all their information is there that you can definitely utilize and reach out to them. So, also up in the nest is the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. We are growing strong. We are over 6,700 members, I believe, Ron, at this moment. Right?
Wow.
So, everybody, thank you so much. And really, every time I head into the community, it just warms my heart to see all the beautiful posts that you guys post. You put a lot of thought into this, and it is just truly beautiful. It's supportive. What an amazing community. And that is a credit to all of you in the community. So if you're not a member of the community, do head up to the nest. And when I say the nest, the dots above Ron and Carlos's head, and click on the Positivity Vibe Tribe link up there. And if not, send Ron or myself a DM, and we'd be happy to invite you. So also, there is the stress relief meditation, which is under 10 minutes, which is also another de-stressor. You don't have to invest a lot of time in some of these activities that we're going to find out today. 10 minutes and under for a meditation that is going to de-stress you is well worth an investment of your time. So it is up in the nest, and that's on my YouTube channel. So please do subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this kind of content, because there is a lot more guided affirmations, guided meditations, guest interviews, and also lessons learned on my spiritual journey. Okay, so we are getting set up. Okay. Let's see. All right. Carlos is up. Give me a second to just do the official intro for the show, and then we're going to go to you, Carlos, first. Hey, Rev is in the house. Thank you so much, Rev, for coming. I know you can't speak. Sending love, light, and extra blessings for you to heal your throat, my friend, because I know that you are on the mend with your throat. So just thank you so much for coming. But yes, happy to have you here, Rev, and don't feel like you have to speak if you can't, because I know it's a bit sore. Okay. So let's make an official start here with the show. Welcome to everybody here in the space. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Indra Bartona, a producer in the film and television industry and a TV host, plus the founder of the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Originally from the Gold Coast, Australia, lived in London for several years, and now based in Los Angeles. A little bit of background on the Positivity Vibe Tribe. I started my YouTube channel last year in June with a positive vibe lifestyle theme, and it became my personal brand. So Positivity Vibe Tribe Spaces is a natural evolution to bridge the gap between all social media platforms and bring them to life with conversations and full engagement from all of you. Today, I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts, social audio guru Rev McLive, plus Ron Perry, a talented musician and podcaster, plus he is the head wrangler for the community, for community moderators. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. And then we have Stephen here. Not sure if he's able to speak today, but Stephen is the artist behind the Positivity Vibe Tribe new collection, Universe collection, which is on the Galaxy platform. So that is also up in the nest. So super excited that we just launched our NFT collection on Monday evening and Monday night's Positivity Vibe Tribe space. So really, really excited about the feedback that we're getting. And it's another way to just support the Positivity Vibe Tribe. So long-term team member Stephen came up with the beautiful designs. So thank you so much, Stephen, for that. So if you're curious, the link is up in the nest, and it is also available on my link on Linktree from my profile. So let's kick this thing off. As far as stress relief strategies are concerned, I'm excited to hear what this community is doing in order to manage your stress levels and ongoing wise, because there are so many different ways that we can do this. I mean, meditation is one for me, and that's why I put the stress relief meditation up in the nest, because you can invest in under 10 minutes. And if you're doing this on a daily basis, this is definitely going to help you and make a huge difference, absolutely, to your life on so many levels. And I mean, some of the basics for us, as there's also preventatives, which I want to mention as well. The preventatives for stress relief are just doing some basics, as in having enough sleep. I mean, that is one of the biggest preventatives that I have found. My number one is, am I getting enough sleep? And for some of you, that could be 5 or 6 hours. For some of you, it could be 7, depending on everybody is individual. And then just making sure that we're eating a balanced diet, you know, and that we're not skipping meals and feeling, you know, those sugar levels, you know, fluctuating within us and going up and down. And having a mother that's a nutritionist has really, even though I do fall off the wagon now and again, and I have been known to skip meals, and you've heard this before, I could be working away and it is 2 o'clock and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like no wonder I'm not feeling full of energy, and I'm getting super stressed because I haven't even fueled myself. So I have been a lot better about this in recent times, but it is something that I am fully aware of. So covering off some of the things as preventatives, I think is really important for us to make sure that we're sleeping, we're eating, and then also if you feel that you you know, aren't, you know, able to get all your nutrients from diet, then supplement. You know, find some supplements that make sense for you. That's another thing that I have also been aware of. And then move your body. We are just, we get too much of the glowing screens, and that's really important to something that I have been doing for quite a while now is not having any glowing screens for the first 30 minutes of my morning. And if I can, I will extend that to an hour. And I have been able to achieve that recently. It means getting up a little bit earlier and being a bit organized, but it has made such a difference. An hour in the morning, and if possible, an hour in the evening, no glowing screens. And I mean, no phone, no computer, no television. I mean, no anyone, no Alexa, no nothing, no Siri. Just go cold turkey. And it really does give you a better night's sleep. And that in itself is a preventative for stress, to be able to unwind, do something else, read a book, journal, do some prep for the next day, for your busy day the next day. Look, I've even done some, reorganizing in my closet. I've done, some different things that can help me. Meditation, sit in solitude. Sit with yourself in solitude before you go to bed. If you're into prayers, pray. Do some light stretching. There are so many things that you can do the night before instead of just sitting mindlessly and, watching TV or scrolling or doing whatever. And it really does give you a break from all of that. And I'm not saying that don't ever do that, because this is part of our lives now. Technology is here to embrace. But just know that even if you could give yourself 30 minutes before you go to bed, okay, I'm not going to have any glowing screens. And if you try this and if it works for you, let me know. Send me a DM. I've already got one person that just dropped me a DM and said that they are going to take the challenge on for a week. So I love that. Yes, please challenge yourself, and do let me know how that all goes. Okay, so let's go to our first speaker, Carlos, who's also been a guest in our space. Welcome, Carlos.
Welcome to everybody here. Thank you for being accompanying Indra for another of her wonderful spaces. I am really, really happy to share with you that I'm going to be leaving in about 20 minutes because we are going to have a family virtual meeting, because I am, for the second time, a how do we call this in English? I don't know. My niece has become mother for the second time of a second baby girl. So I am, in Spanish, is tío abuelo. That will be like a uncle grandpa. It's my second. I'm becoming uncle grandpa for time. So she was born in Chile. We are in Venezuela. Our family from Canary Island. We have people in the United States. We have people in Argentina. So in about half an hour, we will be having a big gathering, family reunion for celebrating this the only way we can. Okay, so that's what I am. So sorry to be just like in a rush, but as always, I'm gonna start my clock. I will talk only 3 minutes because I clock myself, as you know, unless I am the guest, of course. So I have 3 things that I hope that I will be enough to share with you. I told you that I was very stressed till yesterday, and a friend, a psychologist, helped me a lot with 3 little bits that really, really eased me out. And then this news, wonderful family news, came. Okay, my clock is starting, my 3 minutes. First thing, I would like to share with you the best definition of stress I've ever heard in my life. And she told me that yesterday. Probably you have heard this definition before. Maybe it has been mentioned before in the space. I don't know. But I think it's totally worth to repeat it again. Stress is just the difference between what you are actually doing and what you know that you should do that you should be doing. I repeat better. The difference, stress is the difference between what you're doing and what you know that you really should be doing. That difference in what you are doing and what you know you should be doing is the cause, the main cause of stress. That point is just like to be developed. I leave it like a seed for you because I will have to go. The second seed for the space is this. Remember the experiment in Japan, the wonderful experiment with the fishes. We always need a bit of stress. I think it's a mistake to approach the stress trouble like something that, oh, we need to get totally be stress-free in life. That's not healthy because life does not work that way. You need a little bit of stress. And the experiment was that these companies in Japan who transported fresh fish, they got fishes from the sea, and the trip back was a little bit long. So they put them inside the tanks, but then nothing happened. The tank was safe, and the fishes or lose taste or just died. So someone came with the idea of putting several little sharks, okay, among the little tunas or the little salmons. So, but it was too much pressure. It was, I mean, it was too stressful. So the stress was actually killing the fishes. Then they found the exact amount. Just one shark will do it because it will be one shark only, small, and they will be, taking care, hey, being aware, hiding, moving, and all the trip they will be keep busy. They will be that necessity of being aware of saving their lives and keeping their lives safe from that only shark in the little tank was absolutely healthy for them. Okay, maybe as in real life, maybe you have one or two. Oh, my time is over. Well, I will give myself 30 more seconds. It is like maybe it's sad because maybe the shark eat one or two of the fishes, but the rest of them reach destination in a perfect, in total fitness, with a total taste. I mean, in like they were perfect. I mean, and that was thanks to that little amount of stress. So it just like perfection. The perfection is the killer of the good. I mean, don't let this panacea, this utopia of perfection, who is so damaging. Perfection just doesn't exist. Being a totally stressful life, a stress-free life, doesn't exist either. Okay, so those are my two collaborations for the program. I'm gonna stay here about 5 more 10 minutes. And the other thing I would like to to share is this. Remember, we are done. You remember on the old cartoons when we were watching Saturday morning cartoons in the television, always there was a scene where there was a little angel in your right shoulder and a little devil in your left shoulder. That's a psychological reality. We are made of actually two Indras, two Rons, two Carlos, two Gratitudes. I mean, we are split in two persons. Half of our being want us to be productive, and the other part is the lazy part, the part that doesn't want us to grow. So what we need instead of treating the negative part like an enemy or having a clash, no, let's try that because that lazy part is really like a child. It's really like a children. It's just like playful. It's when you have a kid that doesn't want to do the homework. So it's not actually your enemy. He's not going to kill you, but you have to put some order in the house. So you have to come to terms with your little lazy self and try to make him your friend and plan that make him offers to that, make it that part. Oh, let's work together in this. Okay, come on, let me finish the report, and then we go to see the Netflix thing. You know what I mean? But remember, it's impossible as totally stress-free life. That's a lie. Wipe that out of your mind. Second, remember that a little bit of stress is good. And third, remember that we are made of two parts, one positive, constructive part and the lazy one. So let's get them to become friends and negotiate a good way and a good road of living for every one of us. Thank you.
Carlos, first of all, congratulations on your new baby member of the family. How exciting for you. We're all sending so much love and blessings for your celebration this evening. That is just so wonderful. And secondly, I love what you said that we all need a little bit of stress because otherwise we wouldn't really do anything. I think, like you said, there's the lazy part of us, and then there's the other part. Yes, there's the little gremlin that sits on the shoulder, and then there's a little angel the other side. So our life is always about finding that balance. And that is such a beautiful point that you brought to fruition here in the space. And I think if we could do that, then we could honor both sides in perfect balance, in perfect harmony. It's not always the easiest thing for us to find harmony in our life. And I think that is part of our journey, that we are on that constant evolution of finding balance, of tweaking our life. And just when something seems to be all in balance, then something else new happens. But sometimes it can be a good thing, like your new member of your family. Now that is a whole new balancing act in itself for everybody. And what a celebration that is. A beautiful introduction and a beautiful change. So another thing that you've just brought to mind is that change is inevitable for all of us on this journey. So we're going to be moving forward each day with different changes. Life is going to throw us all sorts of things. So it's about finding that balance. And your definition, I felt, was really deep to the core, because stress is sometimes we're stressing about things and not even taking any action. Well, if we were actually taking the action, then we wouldn't be stressing about it because we'd actually be doing, and that would no longer be hanging over us. So even if it's small actions, and that's another thing, sometimes we just need to break things down into bite-sized pieces. You've inspired me again, Carlos. So rather than, okay, I'm just going to go and wrestle with that mountain of everything, just break it down into small bite-sized pieces. And today I'm going to do A, B, and C, and tomorrow I'll attack the next lot, and I'll just split up the tasks, of this issue. It's a little bit like, when you have a issue with your car, or you've had an accident or something's happened to it, and you're faced with, a multiple of just, paperwork or forms, or even if it's online, of daily dealing with the insurance company, and it just seems like it's so overwhelming. And then the repair for that car, I mean, it's just this huge things that's happened. But really, when we break it down and we just start off in bite-sized pieces, okay, well, today I'm going to focus on the paperwork. And then tomorrow I'm going to start with the phone calls. And then the next day I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, whatever that is, the police reports.
Indra, you
Yes.
just remember me a wonderful Jim Rohn's phrase, a quote, who says, 1 week of negligence could cost you a year of repairs. It's not worth it. Just a single week of negligence could cost you a whole year of repairs. So avoid the week of negligence.
There it is. Confirmation right there. Thank you, Carlos. Okay, let's go to our next speaker. Welcome to Deanna. This is your first time speaking in the Positivity Vibe Tribe, so warm welcome. And what did you want to share about some of your stress relief strategies that you've been discovering?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me in, connecting with me on Fireside, and just sharing this with me, because this is new to me and I'm loving it. So thanks to Ron. Thanks to you, Indra. Really glad to be here.
Glad to see you, Deanna.
Thanks. So I jotted a few things down just to be able to be concise. And I'm going to go through this real quick. What strategies that, I work in the area of trauma. So stress is a high priority to be able to address in this area. And it indicates that we are facing some sort of challenge that is causing us to be triggered or overwhelmed. And so we need to interrupt those patterns, like you said, and take some action. I like to say get curious, not furious. So start with understanding where the stress is coming from and what is causing it. Now, some of the things that I think work really well to alleviate and to help prevent stressful situations, or to help you when you're in a stressful situation and you need to take that pause, right? Nature, for me, is my number one go-to. I think it became more of an spiritual experience for me when I visited Hawaii, but it's always been a really excellent go-to. Getting outside, getting some sunlight on my body, absorbing some of that vitamin D, taking some moments of just being still and with myself, grounding, getting into nature. Creating a really good morning routine, but also a really good evening routine. I think a lot of us don't really pay attention to what we're doing in the evening, and it really helps to set up a successful morning. Make sure you have that time to yourself, like you said this morning, like you do, no screen time, or whatever your routine is in the morning. I'm not going to tell you it has to be early. Everybody's routine is their routine. Just make sure that you create it in a way that it's a ritual, so that you stick with it, that you enjoy it, and that you have some still time to get your day off on a positive note. Breath work. When you're inside of a moment of stress, to be able to tell yourself, what a pleasure, and then to take some deep breaths and really start looking about how this is working for you and not to you. Again, be aware of your triggers and the causes. I brought that up already. Remind yourself that you have made it through all your hard times so far. So a lot of times the stress plays tricks with our minds, and we start to overthink it or overplay it. And then that stress or those stories that we start telling ourselves become bigger than what they are. So why did we put off filling out that form for your kids' FAFSA for college? Why did you put off getting your taxes done? Why did you put off certain things that seem like the task is too big, it's daunting, I don't want to do it? Then you find yourself doing it. You stressed about it for a week. You find yourself doing it, and it takes a lot less than you really made it out to be in your mind. So just reminding yourself that you're a champion. You've gotten through all the hard times. And so you will get through this too. And that's why I say get curious and be able to face those challenges with some curiosity. And then my last thing is declutter. And this is a freebie that I have right now, talking about decluttering, because we often think of decluttering in our space, which is great. Our space being clear of clutter actually helps to clear space for us internally. But we also need to clear out our emotions, our mental spaces, our finances. Think about decluttering in more than just your physical space, even though that does create a nice big impact. Because when you have clear spaces, then you are able to relax in those spaces, and that helps to alleviate stress. So those are the tips that I have for stress relief and stress relief strategies. And if anybody wants my freebie, you guys can reach out to me in the back. I guess I can I don't know how to do links in here. So, but that's what I have for you today. So thanks for letting me speak. I don't know how to end this. I'm Deanna, and I am complete.
Thanks so much, Deanna, for sharing. I think some of the things that you brought up were really, really things that we all can take on board. I loved how you went into a little bit more detail on morning preparation and having a routine. Guys, I have Good Morning Vibes on my YouTube channel, which I dedicated to morning routines and morning rituals. Just for some ideas, if you want more detail on how to go about starting off your morning. And in that video, I actually go into my cheat way of adding in gratitude, particularly if I've got a busy day and I have to be out the door. So it's just a few little things that I do, and gratitude is actually also another way that I throw into the morning, and it's already a de-stressor. So that's something that you can do, and then I love the idea that you also threw in about in the evening how important it is. So even for people that like to have some downtime, and okay, so you don't have to be working, but just be aware of even the content that you're consuming, everybody, before you go to bed, because you take that with you into your sleep. And this is something else that I was talking to a friend about the other day, and who loves horror movies. And so they love to watch horror movies before they go to bed, but but they do have really bizarre dreams. So I was just sort of saying, I understand, like particularly it's the weekend or midweek, you just need that hit of some entertainment. But have you thought about adding a comedy straight after that, so that the horror piece is not the last thing that you do before you go to bed? So you watch a little bit of comedy, to kind of wash that down, so to speak. Or you do a meditation. So they've been kind of switching in between doing a 10-minute meditation or watching, some, crazy comedy that's particularly silly. And that has started to make a difference with their dreaming. So thank goodness for that. So it's really about bringing a lot of things into our awareness. Also, the other thing which I really liked, which you mentioned, was that it's about patterns. And sometimes we're not aware of our patterns. And that's why journaling can really help with asking yourself some questions about why you are feeling stressed out. And not healthy stress, because healthy stress is actually exciting. So, for example, the healthy stress of the deadlines that I have as I'm moving forward with my development for my movie is actually exciting for me. All these little milestones that come up on a weekly basis is pure excitement for me. It's good stress, and I need that. Otherwise, it would never get done. And I think that's the thing of understanding that balance. But if it became to a level of, I wasn't able to sleep, I wasn't able to eat, just certain things were happening that were stressing me out, or I was working so much that I couldn't even take some breaks or move my body or work out, then that is an issue. So we always have to be monitoring on a daily basis ourselves and being in tune with ourselves. Okay, so let's go to our next speaker. Welcome, DC. DC is a wonderful, also regular contributor to our Positivity Vibe Tribe community. So thank you for all your wonderful posts, DC, and welcome.
Thank you, Indra. Thank you, Ron. It's been great engaging with some lovely tribe members, and I've been getting a lot of insights both from the tribe and the spaces. And I've said this before: drive time stress is a thing, and tuning into the PVT community is liberating. So I never miss the space. But I was just thinking about what drives stress, and the fact that I've been reflecting on two of these elements in the last few months, particularly. And both these elements have essentially helped me cope with stress immensely. The first one is rumination, and the other is detachment. Both of them tend to sort of form a heady cocktail and push you into a situation where if you're ruminating endlessly, it robs away the efficiency from your timeline. So the way you address this is through detachment, because I think when it's vital that when you're thinking too much for too long, and it's important that you draw a circle of control, and you need to literally draw and write down the things that you can control inside the circle, and write down the things that are out of your control, literally outside the circle. Give attention only and only to what you can control, and leave the rest. I know this does sound like a super simple hack, but you'll be surprised at the results and the perspective it lends once things are on paper. This, in fact, can be an effective primer also for journaling, in case you're not somebody who's already in the habit of making notes. But I think what's crucial is the fact that through our lives we've been carrying the mountain when in fact we were just supposed to climb it, and that kind of defines the scale and extent of the cognitive load our system is exposed to every day. And when you experience rumination, as I said before, things tend to balloon out of proportion. And when things are out of proportion, you're likely to ruminate endlessly, even further, finding yourself at the altar of burnout. Uh, I noticed this particularly when I started off my journey with meditation, and initially it was difficult to sort of, maintain that pace with which thoughts would come in and go, and the carousel would just keep moving on, and it was difficult to latch on to a particular thought and then carry it forward through the day. But eventually, I think I realized that it's literally a carousel at a baggage claim in the airport, where there's a lot of baggages that are moving around, but you don't really look at every baggage. You have your eyes on that one particular baggage that's meant for you, right? You're just looking at that one baggage because you know that's relevant to you, it's relevant to your life, and you let the others just pass by. And that's precisely what you do with your thoughts when you're sitting still. You call it meditation, you call it self-reflection. You don't judge your thoughts, you just let them pass by. I think that's extremely crucial in the journey to detachment. And unless you sort of ace the aspect of detachment in life, I think it immensely helps you to sort of gain perspective and focus your life on the specific goals that you need to achieve. That's my 2 cents on the subject. Thanks, Indra.
Wow, that was quite 2 cents. That was quite a lot of sense in there, DC. I love that. And I really just want to jump on something that, wow, uh, that example of the baggage at the airport was incredible, because that is so real life that we can all just connect to. That example you gave us, we're just focusing, looking for the bag, and just leaving the rest to just float away. Because that is one thing that we don't really have a lot of control over, those thoughts that we have per day. Like 50,000 thoughts are just flying into our minds per day. And predominantly, the bulk of those thoughts are leaning towards, the slightly negative side, because it's a fight or flight thing, where our subconscious is always on the defense to protect us. So that awareness that, well, we can't control our thoughts, but we can, oh, there's one that's floating by like the baggage, right? At the airport. Oh, there's one that's all about, oh, wow, being grateful for the beautiful day, or noticing something, how some self-talk that's actually nurturing for yourself, that, oh, let's celebrate all the things that I've achieved today. All those things. And that really led me on to, I actually have one of my notes on being aware of positive self-talk. So that was the perfect example that you just gave, DC, of how we have so many thoughts that we just have no control over, but we do have control over focusing on the positive ones, and cherry picking the ones that we really want to be more engaged with. And I say that because there are going to be different ones, and sometimes it's good to be curious about those other thoughts, but not to take them on. And also, the other thing is, I think that sometimes with when we're talking about unhealthy stress levels, that we are not being kind to ourselves. So a lot of the time, you know, I know that it's a thing, oh, you know, be kind to others and be caring and be, you know, understanding. But are we doing that for ourselves as well? I think this is an area that we can overlook very easily by not um, just doing those basics of celebrating our wins. We've had a difficult day, but look at the maybe, you know, like we had 8 things to do, but look at the 3 that we actually achieved and celebrate those and congratulate yourself that hey, I've achieved this and I'm this much closer. You know, so just that awareness of that and take self-reflection in the moment of, you know, I'm doing the best that I can and I have achieved so much today, considering, you know, it's been a difficult day. Because not every day we're going to wake up, you know, just like with our energy at 200%. We're human beings. And so that is going to affect us, the fluctuation of even our emotions, of our hormones each day, that we are living creatures. And then all these other things that happen in our life, there's going to be things each day that happen that are out of our control. As DC mentioned, a lot of things are out of our control. So it's really about our reaction and how we react, how we choose to react to those things. So let's welcome our next speaker. I believe it is Liam. Yes, I believe. Welcome, Liam, to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Always wonderful to have you here, and I know you're going to share some nuggets on this topic.
Thanks, Indra, and thanks, Ron, for hosting this, and a great topic. And I just want to replay a line that DC said, because I think this really captured my attention. I think it's really important. You're not meant to carry the mountain, you're meant to climb it. And are we taking on too much? Are we trying to take too much up that mountain? And for me, something that I am constantly focused on is trying to reduce friction, because friction for me causes stress. And some of the ways that I do that is to find the clear path in whatever I'm doing. And clarity is always more powerful than I initially think, because when I become clearer on what needs to happen, the progress on whatever I'm working on starts to flow. I don't then stress about what it is I need to be taking on at this moment. I don't stress about the things that are out of my control. I just get on and do it and just take that action. And another piece that's really important and kind of enables that is I try and create a buffer every day for the unexpected, because things happen that create stress every single day, whether it's traffic on your commute to work, or a phone call, or something that somebody places on you that's urgent and really needs to be done right now. I think including time in your schedule to deal with the unexpected is really important. And if the unexpected doesn't happen, that's great. You get some time back. And I know that that's not possible every single day. That is harder to implement than it sounds. But I think certainly with the ability to work from home, I find every day I work from home, I have that buffer in my schedule. Then when the unexpected comes up, it doesn't throw me off because I've accounted for it. And something that is also really important in reducing friction is to relax. And I really think relaxing is a responsibility that a lot of people don't take seriously enough. And we often get into the culture of no pain, no gain, but we don't need to go harder to achieve better results. We really don't. What if we scheduled time off? What if we relaxed? And that meant that when we were switched on, going after our goals, doing the work that we need to do, we had the necessary energy to be able to take that on. I think a principle that's really important is don't do more today than you can recover from today. Because if I start today at 100% and I start tomorrow at 80% and the next day I start it at 60%, stress is going to build because it's going to be a higher cognitive load for me to get stuff done. So trying to build in recovery before I need it is really important. Otherwise, I know for sure that I'm going to go down a path of burnout. And there's just a couple more things that I want to share that really help me in trying to relieve stress. And one of them is to shape my narrative. And I like to give the example of public speaking here, which is something that I talk about a lot. And the majority of the population find public speaking stressful. But if we go into that with the mindset of this is going to be stressful or this is going to be really hard, that will 100% become your reality. The narrative you give yourself is important, and sure, it might still be stressful or it might still be hard. But if it's about what this is an opportunity to showcase what I can do on this topic, this is an opportunity to connect with my audience rather than I can't do this or this is going to be difficult, that's going to improve your stress levels. So I think the narrative of your own limitations is really important here. Is your story one of what you've lost or what you gained? Is it one of what you failed at or what you've learned? One of limitation or opportunity? And it is your story. So shaping that narrative is really important. And the final thing that I want to share today is simply around embracing silence. And we tend to be really uncomfortable with silence, but they don't need to be filled every single time. Usually, if we're bored, we reach for our phone to scroll Twitter or Instagram or whatever it might be. But what if we took some stillness in that moment? What if in a 2-minute advert break on the telly, you didn't reach for your phone, but you hit the mute button and you just sit there and embrace boredom? Embracing that silence in everyday life means that you can slow down. It gives you a little bit of time to breathe. And the world is so busy right now. We have information flying at us constantly, and we move from one thing to another. And I think often we try and be so busy in pursuit of trying not to be present because we don't want to stop, we don't want to be alone with our thoughts. But I think it is really important as a stress relief strategy to embrace boredom, to be comfortable doing nothing, to just sit and listen to our breath or the noises around us. Again, harder than it sounds, but if we can start today by just doing it in the middle of an advert break of what you're watching on telly, or after this space ends, just take 30 seconds and then the next time increase that to a minute and then increase the 2 minutes and get those reps in. That is going to act as a really strong stress relief strategy. So they're my thoughts, Indra, and thank you so much again for this great conversation.
Thank you so much, Liam. A lot of great gems have been shared there, and hopefully I captured them. Everybody in the chat, I have put in some notes there, hopefully captured a lot of things that everybody's been sharing here in this space. I loved what you just said about not embracing, how we don't embrace boredom or silence, Liam. Many gems that you shared, and I, as I said, I did capture those in the chat for everybody to look back on, and for people in the replay that you can go back and also reread those things. But something that really resonates with me is having to be busy all the time, feeling like we're not being productive if there is silence, and not being able to just go and take a break and maybe even schedule a break for yourself. Something that I've been doing, and I know last week we were talking about, basically, managing our time and Pomodoro methods and, all these different things. And I actually find, okay, well, even at the hour mark, I purposefully schedule time for myself. That's like even 10 minutes just to walk away from the desk and the computer and all the glowing screens. I leave my phone there. I will actually go and sit in silence in my garden. I know you guys have heard me say this before, and take a cup of my favorite chai tea or matcha out into the garden. And that's my time. By the time it's cooled and I've drank it, then I go back in and I continue on what I'm doing. And it makes such a difference to just enjoy that. And don't take your phone. Do not, because then there's glowing screens, or you start playing on something on YouTube, or you start scrolling, or somebody calls you. Well, if they call you, there's voicemail, and you can go back and call them back. But you don't have to take up that peaceful time. So do schedule yourselves with some solitude, with some breaks, and don't take that technology with you, and don't always be looking at the glowing screens. So thank you so much for sharing, and also for building on some points that we had just had with DC, who had some amazing points too. And you guys, I am doing my best to capture everything in the chat. I just want to thank also a lot of people that have been sharing in the chat. Okay, Carlos shared in the chat. Thank you, Stephen, for sharing in the chat. Lance, of course, and that means Lance and Karen. I want to read out something from Esvari, who shared in the chat here. And this is another way, guys, if you're at work or you can't speak, or you don't necessarily want to speak, you can share in the chat and be part of this wonderful discussion. So Esvari shared, one thing I do to manage my stress is declutter 3 areas in my life regularly: living space, workspace, thinking space. Yep, you read that right. Clearing unwanted thoughts through the meditation process makes me relaxed and calm. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And also Bunsen and Beaker, our sponsors. Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing the beautiful solution photo to stress. Is always being a pet dog. That is just so adorable. That is a photo of Bunsen there. What else could light up your heart more so than a beautiful pet? So love that. And David shared something that, look, our heart goes out to you, David. Loneliness has been the main cause of my stress. And so much love and light sending to you, and so happy that you are in the space and that you are in the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. Because if you have noticed, if you are feeling lonely or you're not feeling good, and you do reach out to the community, all these people will just jump in on those comments, and that's what's been happening. Okay, so let's go to Gratitude Junkie. Thank you so much for also being a contributor in the community. Lovely posts as well that we all enjoy, and love to hear your share on stress relief strategies.
Hi, Indra. Thank you so much. Hey, Ron. I wanted to just say thank you so much for hosting this beautiful space. And thank you to the speakers, and also to the chat contributors. I've definitely had a lot of strategies that I'm going to add to my toolbox. And so I just wanted to say thank you. And this has been very, very helpful and very, very useful. I wanted to share 3 ways that I kind of deal with stress, or ways in which I release stress. And one of those is just through breathing. Studies have shown that breathing lowers our stress hormones that kind of float around in our blood. And it just kind of helps to calm the mind. And oftentimes when we are stressed, we do find ourselves ruminating, overthinking, and our minds are just kind of going nearly out of control. And so I have found that breathing, just deep breathing, is a great way to minimize stress and like just offer some relief. One of the techniques that I like to use is box breathing. And what I like about it is that it's something that can be done in a really short period of time, and it's portable. You can take it anywhere. And so if you're not familiar with box breathing, you basically envision a square, start at one corner, and you inhale and exhale depending on the axis that you're on in the box. But you may be able to scroll down my timeline and find some. If not, you can always Google it, and you can always find something on YouTube also about like how to box breathe, and how box breathing is just really beneficial. So that's one way that I minimize my stress and try to offer myself a bit of relief when I find myself kind of getting out of control with my thoughts. Another thing that I practice regularly is mindfulness. It really helps sometimes when your mind is going to just bring yourself back down to the present. It helps you kind of differentiate between what is happening versus what could happen. And, those kinds of thoughts, those kind of ruminating thoughts can really lead to catastrophizing. I loved what Deanne talked about, is that you have to kind of remind yourself that you've come through things before. And so incorporating that in your thought process, just being present, looking around the room if you need visual cues, to just name the things that you see around the room. Listen, close your eyes and just listen to the things that you hear. Use your senses and just smell what is in the room. Those are the kinds of things we can do to kind of bring ourselves back to present, back to what is happening, rather than ruminating over things that could potentially happen. There are times when I might be on the outs with a friend, and I get nervous because I wonder to myself, oh man, will they ever speak to me again? And then I begin to just kind of go and go and go in my mind. And I have to remind myself that, what is real? What is real is people have a right to be upset for whatever reason, or people have a right to have their own thoughts to themselves. And so I can't kind of allow those thoughts to take and carry me away. And the last thing that I use to help with stress management, I think kind of incorporates the two that I just mentioned, breathing and mindfulness, and that's meditation. Meditation is very, very dear to my heart. It is definitely a part of my morning routine. And sometimes I'm even able to incorporate it in my evening. But meditating really just help me to incorporate that breathing, and just allowing my thoughts to float away. I always say that, people say, oh, I can't meditate because I can't turn my thoughts off. And I don't think that is what meditation is designed for. It's not designed to turn your thoughts off. Oftentimes, we're thinking of something all the time, but what it allows you to do is really to turn those thoughts into clouds and just allow them to float away. And so it really helps you to manage your thoughts in a way that reduces stress. And if you're looking for meditations, I know that, Indra, you have meditations on your YouTube channel, but if you check out my pinned tweet, I also have a YouTube channel, and I've posted, just last week, I posted a meditation on overthinking, just to kind of help you release and relax. And so if you're interested in hearing about how I meditate, I definitely would encourage you to check out my pinned tweet. But I really appreciate, again, the opportunity to be able to just share how I've been able to reduce stress in my life. And I really appreciate everyone sharing other things and other ways that I can help reduce stress. And so thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks so much, Gratitude Junkie. And I loved how you went straight into the area of breathing. Breathing is something that we take for granted. And most of the time, we actually, for most of our waking hours and even sleeping, we actually just do very short, shallow breaths. And so we're not able to relax when we are breathing so shallow. And in fact, when we get even more stressed, it becomes even more shallow. And that's even when, it's possible to feel anxiety, to just feel your whole body tighten and tensen up. So at the beginning of all of my meditations on my YouTube channel, and even the one on stress relief, which is Up in the Nest, I actually practice breathing first, and I offer the yoga breath on most of them as a really gentle warm-up, and then we tune into you and your specific way and natural rhythm of breathing, because we're all going to have a different kind of level of breathing, which is deep. And so intuitively, I always encourage you to find your own breath. So if you want to go and try any of those meditations, and I recommend to start with the stress meditation, that one put one of our team members, Stephen, of course, to sleep. It was so de-stressing for him that he actually fell asleep. Yes, absolutely, that one comes recommended, as it is hopefully supportive. But there are loads of not just guided meditations on my YouTube channel, but there are actually guided affirmations. So sometimes, and this is what I was going to add also, is that when we are really stressed and wound up, and our mind is just so busy, and this word of ruminating has been coming up quite a few times. DC mentioned it, Liam mentioned it, Gratitude Junkie mentioned it. It is something that we do, and we're going over and over and not really helping ourselves or being productive. And I have found, and also I've had some great feedback from people who have tried my guided affirmations when they are very stressed. So guided affirmations are planting the seeds into your subconscious. It's not just going into your conscious mind, but it's going deeper. And what happens, the great thing is that your subconscious doesn't understand the difference between, okay, well, what is real and what is not real. So the gentle music, the beautiful words, you start feeding yourself with all of this and filling yourself up. And then that can help you with those crazy busy thoughts that are rushing around your head. So you're replacing those with these guided meditations and guided affirmations. And you can even walk around with a card. And what I do is I have different cards. And sometimes, I'm rushing out to do errands, and I just grab one that I feel really, okay, today I need this. And I just look at it in my handbag. I'm waiting at the bank or I'm waiting at the checkout, and I look at it a few times, the affirmation on a card. So that is really helpful for me as well, to just build onto that and add affirmations on there. So absolutely. I want to also just do a quick run through of all the things that are up in the nest again. The first thing that we have up there is the Positivity Vibe Tribe NFTs that have just been released on the Galaxy platform. And our artist is our team member, Stephen Caggiano. So Stephen created all the beautiful artwork. Thank you so much for your vision with this. And this is our very first collection. So there is a link up in the nest if you are curious to check that out. And I love your support. The next thing up in the nest is Wordsmith Pakistan. Thank you so much for being our sponsors. And if you do need some support with creative solutions for your content, all their contact information is there. The next thing up in the nest is the community, the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, which is thriving at over 6,700 members. So if you're not a member, do join. And there are so many members here in this space that share beautiful things. So thank you so much. And then lastly is the stress relief meditation on my YouTube channel. So as I mentioned, there are many other meditations, and there's lots of also guided affirmations to complement and to work with together to help you with some tools in de-stressing. So check those out as well. All right. So I believe, Ron, that it is time to announce the person that has retweeted today. So you have chosen somebody.
Yes, I have, Indra, and it is Esvari. Esvari, published writer, poet, entrepreneur, um, hashtag make school a safer place, hashtag LFC, hashtag IPCMC now, hashtag equality rights, and be kind. But stand firm in your principle. Esvari, we appreciate your contribution to the tribe and today's space. Back to you, Indra.
Thank you so much, Ron. Ron, did you have any thoughts on this topic of stress relief strategies? I know you've been hearing a lot, but did you want to share some of your own thoughts on this topic?
Sure. And one word that Gratitude Junkie said that resonated with me was the word catastrophizing. Sometimes stress is added to your life due to distorted thinking. For instance, I used to stress about being homeless, which is a legitimate concern, but it was nowhere near the reality of what was happening, and yet it was something that stressed me out. But I was nowhere near destitution, and God forbid if the worst were to happen, I wouldn't be homeless. I have a mother. I could live with her. It would add more stress to my life probably, but it's just taking inventory of those thoughts that are really hindering you, that have no basis really in reality to a certain extent. And a lot of times, now one good thing, aging has, aging has the ability to where neuroticism declines with age. And so when I was younger, I definitely had those thoughts more and worried about more than I should have. So uh, just taking inventory, like I said, of what is really in your control and what is not in your control, and dealing with those things. But just being aware of that, and do all the things. There's so many tools that were talked about today. Of course, meditation, but also learning to sit in silence, because the world is so, we're bombarded with so much stuff, so much information, so many people want, pulling us here and there. It's also decluttering. I love that. Especially, I'm a big proponent of the living space being decluttered. I cannot breathe in a room that is, clutter just kills me. It kills me. So that's important. But also, I love the idea of decluttering your thinking space and your emotions. All of these. So many people have spoken about so many things, but I thought that I found beneficial, and it's been a great space. Back to you, Indra.
Nice share and nice summary of some of the things that have already been discussed. Okay, I see more friends in the space. Hey guys, this space is all about you and supporting stress relief strategies. And wow, we have certainly been on a journey. And for anybody that has joined a little bit later, there will be the replay. And also, thank you to so many people who have been, I've been getting DMs that they are enjoying the space, and that they haven't even had a time to figure out the chat, but they are working away and enjoying all the sharing that's going on. So thank you, everybody, for sharing and making this space amazing. So let's keep this going. Let's go to Nomad. Welcome, Nomad, to the space, and love to hear your thoughts on stress relief strategies.
Thank you very much, Indra. What a nice space on a very important aspect of life, which we almost facing every second individual. And nice to hear you from Novoron, a wonderful co-host as always. Then I heard DC with a very wonderful perspective about the stress itself. Let me begin with my thought on the stress is live in reality, and that is the answer to relieve your stress. Now, how to find that reality perspective is we need to understand our own capacities and the potentials. There is a link between the capacity and the potential, which we must understand because the entire journey of our life resides in between these two aspects. Let me simplify by giving an example of the space which you are hosting. Anyone down in the listener list, or maybe a speaker like me, cannot frustrate or getting stress to be like Indra, or maybe like Noberon, or like Rav, or like TC. That is my aspiration, that is my dream, that is my wish to be. But I should not be stressful comparatively because you have lived a struggle, you have given it a time, and the effort it took for you to be Indra and for you to be Noberon. So we need to really define that line of capacity and the potential here. What I mean to say is keep a good check or control over your thoughts. There are certain things which are in your hand, which you can really literally control, and everything residing in that requires time and effort with consistency, what you really want to be in your life. The aspect of stress always comes in whenever you find out of options. You are not finding any way out. And one particular thing is continuously choking your mind to breathe or your thoughts. You are prolonged, you for a long period of time, you are stuck to a particular situation. You are probably overthinking. And that state of mind is giving you a stress. It's as simple. You keep blowing the balloon, there would be a time it will burst. So similarly, your mind, your thoughts, they need an exhaust. How can we find that exhaust? For me, the answer lies in organize yourself in a very simple, balanced lifestyle. And that very simple, balanced lifestyle requires certain processes for us to activate and understand. The foremost is remain away from the negativity because end of the day you should not be blaming anyone or finding an excuses that that particular thing I could not achieve because of. No, there is no because of. There is only one thing and it is you. Whether you lack in understanding, clarity, or the time which it required for the planning purposes, you could not really do. But the thing which I really appreciate, which DC mentioned, you got my words, and I really appreciate that. Enlist your to do list. This is what planning of life is all about. Plan your next week, just it takes an hour on you before you start your lovely weekend. Plan your next day before you go to bed, it takes 10 minutes. There is a famous saying that your 1 minute spent in planning will save your 10 minutes in execution. So this is how you plan your entire activity. Then it's not only the enlisting your entire to-do list. Prioritize them. If you have 1,000 things to do, there are only 20% of those things which actually make impact, and rest 80% of the things you can leave it for your next day. Value your time. It's all about time, which is the most precious thing in the life which you can manage. And my take on time is time management is the life management. Understand the bigger perspective of the life itself. What is the bigger perspective of the life itself is whatever happens, nothing will happen. If something has gone wrong, ask yourself this question, so what? Is that it? You do not have any options to move forward? No, it's life doesn't end here. You need to find the solutions. You don't need to exhaust your all the options at once. Then focus on the activities. the way you manage your time, value your time, focus on the activities what you are undergoing. That is the most important thing at that particular time, not the entire world ahead or the surrounding. So take one thing at a time. If I ask you a question, how would you eat an elephant? You keep thinking about it, but the answer is it is one bite at one time. This is what you can do. So living in reality, that what makes a difference. Remain within a positive surrounding. Live a very, very balanced lifestyle. Organize yourself. And once you are in an activity, and immediately after that, reorganize yourself. How to reorganize yourself again is just go through that checklist which you are preparing yourself for the week and for the day. Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much, Indra,
much.
for giving me the time. Lovely co-host Nobron, and all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nomad, for adding all those points. And again, I've added a lot of the things that you've shared with us into the chat. And that chat is really just going crazy in there. Thank you, everybody, for lighting up the chat, for being so active in the chat. Love all the comments in there. So many beautiful comments in the chat. So everybody do enjoy. I'm just going to read one from Nita. Thanks for a great space. A guitar producing beautiful sound and harmony requires the right amount of strain/stress on each and every string. Wow, that is so beautiful. I just love that thought because it's bringing everything together in perfect balance and harmony. A little bit of stress and strain, yet still a beautiful sound that comes out. Music. Wow. That is incredible. Mic drop, everybody. Thank you so much, Nita. And you are a regular in the space, so love to see you. And that is, again, everybody, a great example of how to share in the space and still be a part of it. If you're busy or if you're doing other things in life, you can always be part of this space. Okay, so let's go to Debbie. Debbie, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Do you have some stress relief strategies you would like to throw in there into the mix?
Good morning, Indra. Thank you so much for having this space, because it's been very enlightening to hear everybody. I did want to add a couple of things about de-stressing. And I think we've had so much that people have shared that I thought was extraordinarily valuable. I mean, we've been talking a lot about meditation, which is funny because if you look at the word medication and meditation, it's only switched out by one letter. So we can certainly achieve, I believe, more with meditation than with medication. So that was one thought I wanted to share. Another one is about that, with de-stressing and looking at it, and I think with the internet and being able to be in so many places and be able to talk to so many different people, is that we really have to think about this. It's very much on a societal level. I think that there's a lot of stress on a societal level, and certainly in our society, being in here in the U.S. And I think with being able to be centered and balanced in the mix of all of this is really to go to the place of, for me, I look at that this is Earth School. So I am here to learn. And in that learning is learning how to stay centered and balanced. And for me, what has helped quite a bit is gratitude is enormous. I mean, waking up and using gratitude as the first thing in the morning. And then forgiveness. And I don't know if we've talked enough about forgiveness, but forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others, and to really have that kind of more gentle self that is just realizing that if someone is stressing out or having a problem, they're in pain. So we've got to recognize that and be conscious of that. And so I believe that thoughts create reality, And so in that reality, my reality is to, when I feel off balance or off center or out of whack, what I need to do is remember to relinquish control, because we control nothing. And then for me, it is always go to what brings you joy in your life. Go to what brings you joy. And for me, the instant place where I can go to be refreshed is in nature. And I don't know if we've discussed that enough, but nature is rejuvenating. Nature can recenter, rebalance, and give us that steady, 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 so that we can come back to the day with gratitude, with forgiveness, and realize that we're learning something. We're on Earth School. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Debbie, for sharing. Yes, I would absolutely encourage everybody to spend some time in nature. And even nature can be in your backyard. Just sit with your plants, sit with the lemon tree, sit under a beautiful tree, go for a walk around the neighborhood if you don't have a lot of plants, and just absorb all the beauty. I mean, I have this crazy succulent dragon fruit cactus garden, and it is just blooming with so many crazy things at the moment. I'm even getting fruit off some of those cactus and dragon fruit plants. So just be in nature and wonder about nature and absorb and breathe in all of that nature, and go for walks. Something that we haven't really covered off that much today is moving the body. Exercising is a great way to de-stress the body. And everybody has a different tolerance level or thing that they love to do. You can dance in your kitchen with some music on as you're making dinner, okay? All right, big reveal, that's me. Every night, yes, put the music on. And I find, even if I've had a really busy day, putting that music on and you just sort of start, going with the flow of the music. You do not have to be a formally trained dancer. We have captured Ron on on the Fireside Show, dancing away and having fun, and all it is just letting yourself go with the flow. So just always remember that. Even going for a walk, moving your body. If you're into workouts, great. If you're a heavy lifter warrior, go for it. If you like to hike in nature, whatever you love to do, find that movement. And that is such a powerful de-stressor as well, moving the body. All right, so we are going to be going to Senthil, who is one of our community moderators and very active in the community. Thank you so much, Senthil, for all that you do in the community.
Thank you, Indra. Thank you so much, and good morning, tribe, and morning, Ron. This is my topic. So, as a technology manager, stress management is my part of job description for the last 20 years, Indra. So definitely, the way we look at it, right? I would address this in three ways. The first one, the best way to handle stress is going offensive, right? So just have it hands on and get it, have the stress for that. What we need to do is already some of them already covered that, is that just be prepared, right? Let's say, for example, a big meeting is coming up. Plan it ahead. I mean, and the previous Sunday, Matt mentioned that previous Sunday you plan it out the entire week, and if you are prepared, most of the stress level will come down, right? So if you're a familiar topic, and definitely you can that self confidence will make you, deliver better and reduce stress. So first one is go offensive and get the hang on and to that, and then resolve whatever, be prepared and go there, and you will make it. And the second one is that somebody mentioned about the can do attitude, right? So that will definitely boost the self confidence, right? That is more important when you plan for the bigger meetings and all, right? So most of based on my experience, team, one thing which I really realized is whatever I thought it is the biggest issue in my whole life, it is nothing. Actually, it will end up in nothing as long as you have that confidence and having that address it bang on, right? So definitely that is the second one. Have that self confidence on it, and don't just stress too much, right? So definitely it will come down. I mean, we as a team, when we come together, there'll be a lot of solution to it. So don't stress, over stress, and so that you can get your problem solved. So that is my second one, and the last one is the one which Nomad mentioned in the team as well. Just we need to realize that we are in that the stress, right, currently. So the mindfulness is the third one which I would like to talk about as well. Is that okay? The biggest way to address that is that the response versus react. Actually, we talked about in the other space as well, and is that how we respond, right? I'll tell a small story and then wrap up my speech there. If you look at it, this it is a household happening in the morning. It happens in every house, right? So dad, mom, and getting ready to work, and to drop the kid on the school. What happened? The dad is getting ready, and then is drinking coffee, and then suddenly this guy, the 7-year-old came and just he want to hug actually. So he came, but the coffee spilled, right? So the dad was really mad, and he's stressed out because that is his biggest day in the life. I mean, there was a bigger meeting with the client, and so it's all spoiled now. Then he, the way he reacted was, he gave a one big slap on him. And then, what did you do? And then that poor kid, he started, crying and all, and it further elevated the delay in the getting him to the school. And then he's not eating, and then he was crying along, and so forth. And finally they got him on, and then ready, and then go there. And then on the way, he was skipping the signal, stop sign, and then he got caught by the police. So again, it got he got delayed, and by the time he dropped the kid and go to the office, his meeting has already started, important meeting, and he missed that, right? So if we rewind back a little bit, if the dad could have responded instead of reacting, probably he might have said, okay, hey, well, I'll change another shirt to get it. Anyway, he changed it, but he should have responded. So mindful of that, we are going through that stress. That is really important, and definitely at that time what you make that decision definitely helps team. So that's my third one. So with that, thanks again for this opportunity. I just ended. Back to you, Indra. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thanks so much, Senthil, for adding all those points and valuable points. I hope I've captured in the chat. Everybody, check out the chat, because it is loaded up with so many gems. DC has just also dropped some more lovely points in there. Lance and Karen have also dropped something in there. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm just going to read out what Lance has shared, because he is a regular contributor, and normally he does speak in the tribe. So let's read out what Lance has just posted. Right now, I'm not having the best day. Stress is not an easy topic for me because it reminds me of the other jobs that I had to quit that were toxic and abusive. I'm not staying stuck in these times. I'm simply reflecting in the present. I appreciate all that is shared. Okay, so Lance, we are sending you extra love, light, and blessings for today. And I love this comment that you just wrote. Oh, nature. Oh my God, yes. There is so much joy in nature and dragon fruit. Oh, yes, I love it. Okay. Love that so much. All right. Thank you for posting in the nest. And wow, love all the posts from everybody here. I am going to have to go offline afterwards and catch up because there are so many beautiful posts here. Amazing. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to Sammy next. Welcome to Sammy. Sammy was also a PVT guest not that long ago. So, love to hear your thoughts on stress relief strategies.
Hi, Rev. It's been a while. Been around here. So yeah, for me, my stress relief strategies are taking a long walk, listening to music, and then also the time of the day while I'm taking a walk is also important because when it's in the evenings, the atmosphere is cooler, the energy is cooler, so you can just take a long walk, and free your mind and take in some air, and then your mind is less tense from all the pressure, from work, family, everything around you. You're free to you're accessing nature, right? You're accessing your environment. Your mind is just free from every other thing that is bothering you, every other thing that had your attention previously. You're just witnessing and experiencing life, outside of the comfort of your home or your work or any other thing that you're doing. And then another thing is changing your posture of your sitting position, right? Not taking sitting on the same position for over a long time, because that affects the joints and the muscles. Sitting down in one position after a long time, take a walk, do some stretches, yeah. You could jog on the spot, or just take a brief short walk around. So for me, that does it for me a whole lot.
Thank you so much, Sammy. Great to see you in the space.
Yeah.
And you're always welcome.
Yeah, Indra. And today is my birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday. Okay. So everybody that has access who's up in the speaker, we are going to start singing happy birthday because this is a ritual in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Come on, Ron, get off the speaker. Okay, ready. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Okay, there it is, everybody. Thank you so much for your cooperation, entertainment in the tribe. Yeah, we have the vibes here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Great voices. Great voices.
Birthday,
It's the tribe. It's the tribe. They have beautiful voices. Absolutely. We are so blessed.
Absolutely.
Okay, and on to our next speaker. Darius, welcome. Was that you giggling away there? I know it was you.
I was singing, man. I was going in, singing.
Yay. Loving it. Love it so much. What are your secret strategies to stress relief? Love to hear them.
Listen, it's no secret, Indra. I'm going to echo a lot of what my family's been saying here. And a lot of what you guys have been saying, it actually starts with, I'm going to echo more so on Debbie, and that's thoughts or things. Every action that we take to eliminate said quote unquote stress originates at initially a thought, which projects the action, the deed, whether that be walking, whether that be the music, whether that be the dancing, the this or the that. We have to decide. We are in total control of how we feel, right? Are we not? Let's ask ourselves that. Hey, I feel bad. Okay, you feel bad. Do you enjoy feeling bad? Question, right? That's therapy. So when you take a therapy session, what are the therapists doing? They're asking you the question so you can internally heal yourself by taking what? A thought and applying an action to that thought, thereby rewiring where you would like to go. Where would you like to go? If you don't enjoy it, okay, what would you rather do instead then? Okay, well, let's just decide to do that. Can we do that? Okay, then. ABC, man. One, two, three. It's kindergarten. There's no secret to any of this stuff. Okay. I mean, we might decorate it a little bit differently, from each other, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of what you would rather experience. And if you'd rather experience peace, love, and de-stress in your life, decide to have that. And whatever that means for you, that's what it means for you, man. Peace and love. Let's effing go.
Wow. Mic
That was
drop,
my
Darius.
that was my hour-long seminar for like 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys.
Look,
Listen,
Darius, when it is so to the point and succinct, I actually think that we absorb it better. It hit me.
I'm
Because,
sorry, guys. The
well,
books
no,
are available in the back if you want more. But
well, look, okay, so you went straight in for the kill. Basically, it is our choice. That's what you're saying. I mean, pretty much we create our life experience. And on so many other things, I mean, look, we cannot stop and control external factors in our life, our environment. But the only thing that we can control is our choice of how we're going to experience something and our adjustment. And the very confronting question of, do we want to experience this, whatever this issue is, this hardship, this whatever moment? Do we want to really lean into the heaviness of it, or do we want to resolve it, take some action, and move on and enjoy life? It's really about confronting ourselves on so many levels, as Darius said, because no matter what is going to, if we resolve one thing in this moment, there's going to be something else because that is part of life. So really it is about confronting ourselves and asking ourselves the question.
and you know what else, Indra? I don't want to cut you off, but obviously we want to be mindful of there are certain individuals and certain situations and certain locations where people may not have the ability actually to take that step or do this or that. So obviously the gratitude kicks in, right, which opens the window to the ideas, to the consciousness of, okay, if I'm able to do that, if any of us are able to decide, okay, that love and peace is the way, and we can show that, and we can implement that and provide, various resources for that, like speaking in these spaces, like writing books and poetry and music, even sending out a tweet, sending out a GM text to somebody. That's amazing, because you don't know who you're helping out here. That spark is going to hit somebody in a foreign place, and they're going to just jump up and go, okay, what do I have to do? Because that's what I'm on, right? It really does boil back down to a decision, right? Obviously, we want to be, sensitive to oppressive situations. And, we want to be there for everyone, but we got to be everything we can for ourselves before we're able to do any of that, right? So peace and love to that as well. I just want to be mindful of that. I don't want to come out here and be like, oh my God, toxic positivity. Various situations occur, but if you do have the ability to decide, listen, guys, be grateful, because there are many people that do not have that opportunity. Okay, so we gotta take advantage of that, and we gotta unite on that. And the more of us that are doing that, the more we can empower others and create missions and activities and things like that to help others that may not have that voice or that reason to get out of their current situation.
Love that. And that's also another great point, that if there are others that are struggling, then yes, they have to go and, make the choices for themselves on what path is best. And sometimes, that is seeking professional help. Reading a book is not going to do it for them. So that is when, reading a book, attending a space, absorbing whatever they're absorbing, best intentions. And that's where we just have to also honor and support that path as well. Okay, so let's go to our last speaker, Udi. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. We've been on quite a journey with this stress relief strategy, and so many wonderful nuggets have been shared of wisdom.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me, Indra. You're doing a nice job. And thanks to other speakers who have spoken on this topic and sharing their wonderful opinions. I'm just going to make an addition. Everyone who have spoken have said the right thing, and I really do agree with what everyone's suggestions have been. Many people have talked about listening to music and many other things. So I really do agree with the previous speaker. Most of the time, it's all about your choices. And if I should speak coming from a Web3 world, the COVID-19, we've seen a lot of people doing remote jobs. We are now working from home. And working from home, most people have taken more jobs, because it's remote. You can actually do a lot of jobs while you're at home. Sometimes one thing we really have to understand that the more jobs you put yourself into, the more stressful you become. And in the long term, it's going to have impact on your health. We have cases where people start having mental illness. Many people are out of touch with their loved ones, and many other things that will come to affect you in the long term. In the short term, you might be enjoying the money and the opportunities you are getting, but stress is not good to human health. So, how do you relieve your stress? Listen to your body. Listen to your body, because if your body breaks down, the job, whatever you've been doing for the company or whatsoever you're doing, you won't be able to do them anymore. So the first thing is listen to your body. If your body can't go any longer, please do pause whatever you're doing, take a break. Social gatherings like Twitter Spaces are wonderful mediums that we can actually use to share with other people, listen to other people's opinion, and also share and have fun. Imagine coming here, Sammy had a birthday, everybody was singing, sharing that moment together can be stress relieving. And also, one of those important things people need to look out for is listening and sharing love, good moments with their loved ones. Um, Sometimes we know that we might not be really having good relationship with others, but find someone you can actually talk to. Have a friend, put a call to your loved one or to your friend. Share some good meal times with people. Move to the park. You can actually take a walk to the park and just find yourself and relax. Maybe after that, you can go back to the work. You cannot keep putting yourself on a lot of work and work and work 24/7. And also, one of the most important thing too, I also tell people is have time to sleep. You cannot give 15 hours a day to work or almost 20 hours a day to work. You possibly have to have time to sleep. You must sleep between 5 to 6 hours if you can. But please, you have to sleep at least 5 hours per day, because if you do not have good time to sleep, your output to your job will be poor. So listen to your body, like the previous speaker said. It's all about choice. While we are making our choices, let us make the right choices so that it will help us to give our best output and also to help ourselves in the future. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Udi, for sharing. Really important stuff there. Some of those basics that you covered off, really appreciate. Sleep is like something that, look, if I do not get enough sleep, I know that I can actually, be like just so forgetful, and I'm just not able to keep up with everything. It's like I lag behind like the whole day, and I don't even feel like it's possible to catch up on that sleep. I think almost like when it's gone, it's gone. A quick power nap sometimes, for 15, 20 minutes, might be a solution. But I've actually found that if I miss the sleep, I'm almost better off to go and do a little meditation for 10 minutes and just take that time. It's more energizing than if I sleep and I wake up and I feel sort of disorientated or not that balanced. So thank you so much, Udi. Wow, we have had the most incredible space. Ron, what are your thoughts about some of these amazing shares that we've had in the space today?
I think it's been a great space, like you said. I think that nature, meditation, watch for distorted thinking, all of those things are beneficial to us. But also, the one point that was made, maybe it was made more than once, was that it's very important, is that just a little bit of stress, though, is advantageous to us as human beings. It activates those adrenal glands, and you know what? When you feel those things activated, you do feel alive, and it can actually enhance performance in certain areas. So, like I said, just a little bit. But I do want to add, one of our members was unable to speak, is Divinity, or Ellie, and Ellie stands for Ellen Loves You. And she says one way to help with stress is connect with your inner child, games, dancing, spend time with kids, babies, seniors and their innocence, etc. Also, a de-stress technique is 757 breathing. And thank you, Ellie, for that. And it was just a great space. Loved all the speakers. I want to say hello to my friend Leanne, who made fun of my dancing yesterday. I don't appreciate that, but I still love you anyway. Back to you, Indra.
Yes, everybody take it easy on Ron's dancing. If you did see the show on the Fireside platform, because I'm the one that's always saying, "Okay, everybody, let's dance." So yeah, take it easy.
Hey, I'm here for a nice dance off, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah, yeah. So often I have also been told that when I play the Positivity Vibe Tribe theme, that some people are dancing. I've had DMs actually confessing that, when it starts to pick up a little bit in that beat, they, start to groove to the music.
All the time.
Right? Because the Positivity Vibe Tribe is all about connecting to our vibes. And our tribe lifts us up. And we have seen that so many times. We go into the tribe, we go into that community, and somebody's saying, "Oh, hey, I'm not sure why, but I'm not having the best day. I feel like I'm sluggish or my energy is low." And then all these people jump in and they jump on that person and they bring their vibe up. They lift them up. That just warms my heart every single time, guys. So this is a community that you guys have created, that you have brought to this beautiful community. Darius, your hand is up.
Indra, you know what really warms my heart? I forgot to mention this. This is an amazing stress reliever. You guys have heard of the greatest invention known to mankind and womankind? The hot tub. Let's hop in a jacuzzi, man. Stress reliever 101.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Or the next best thing is a bath. Okay?
Take a freaking shower, guys. You'll feel.
Well, hey, you know what's really good is, well, we're in summer here in California, and if you just inspired me, Darius. Oh my gosh, why did I not even throw this one in earlier? Okay, so if you've had a really just rotten day, hop into the shower and close your eyes and just repeat, in the shower, every single drop of water is washing off the day for me, and I'm refreshed and I feel better. The shower is washing off my day, and feel it washing off your body and watch it going down the drain. It's leaving me. Goodbye. That was not a great day. But guess what? Tomorrow is going to be even better, and I'm going to have a great sleep. So you can always try that, or even jump in the middle of the day and wash off.
I'm telling you, Indra,
right?
unlimited
Water.
showers. You're not
right?
limited to one. Take 3 showers a day if you want. Let's go.
Right. It is actually, water is a cleansing experience as well. Drinking water, being in the shower, washing that off, it really does an amazing thing. And extra points for if you have a salt scrub. Or if you have any sort of Epsom salts or pink salts, and you just kind of, particularly on your feet, just kind of rub it all around your feet, because our feet absorb a lot of stuff, and wash that off in the shower. There it is. Boom.
Today's episode sponsored by Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's right. And thank you to our amazing composer for the Positivity Vibe Tribe, Clarence J, for your music and your talent. Really love it so much. Wow, what an incredible space it truly has been today. And I see so many wonderful friends in this space. Oh my God. Hey, Isabel has been sitting there. One of our previous guests, love you, Isabella. Adam is there. Leanne is there, of course. Ashley dropped in. I know you're busy working today, so appreciate that you dropped in. Of course, our partners, Bunsen and Beaker, sending you so many hugs, love and light and blessings. Legion is here. And of course, Lance has been lighting up the chat. You guys are all over the chat today, and I am loving it. I'm loving it so much. Esvari, thank you so much for a beautiful post, and thank you. You are the person that was highlighted for retweeting today. Hugo is here. DR Smart is here. Thank you, everybody. Shari is always here. Oh my gosh, Shari, thank you for dropping in. Love to see you. Mary, hey, I'm just going through and giving out some shout outs. Bernadette, Meek is here. Brian, love seeing you. Harry, Oz, Marine, Divinity, we will get to you. Actually, come back tomorrow, and we'll make sure that we get you up as a speaker, because tomorrow is a community space as well. And so many other people. Shoo. I love these names. You guys are just too cool for school. Did I tell you that? Hey, it has been such an amazing space, and I have learned so much as well. And I've also been reminded by you sharing. A lot of the time we know some of these things, but we just need reminders. And that's what this Positivity Vibe Tribe is here for, to support you, to remind you of all the things that we need to be doing on a constant basis. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending this space on stress relief strategies. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful for this journey. Thank you for the singing talents of the people who were up here singing happy birthday. Secondly, thank you to my co-hosts. Rev is not feeling the best, but thank you for being with us. You are here. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. To Ron, thank you so much. And also thank you, Ron, for not only being the co-host, but being the main ringleader in the community, slaying all of these and wrangling all of the community members constantly.
That's right. I'm a wrangler. It's my pleasure, Indra.
Yeah, absolutely appreciate it. And thank you for managing the wonderful team of community moderators. We just love them. Darius, one last chime in before I turn
Yes.
up the music on you.
Oh yeah, DJ Indra. So a couple family down there, JT and Ideas Aubrey. I'm sure they're gonna come by tomorrow. Maybe they can drop some spoken word for us. Good family down there.
I'll love it. Yeah, bring them back tomorrow, and we're having a community space tomorrow. So love it. Love to see you guys. Do come back. And really, it has been a blessing being here today with all of you. Again, thank you to our partners, Bunsen and Beaker. Thank you to the speakers for all your contributions in questions, in discussions. And thank you, everybody in the space who's been listening. And thank you to all those people that have also dropped me DMs. Thank you to all the people that have posted in the chat. Now, this chat stays with us forever. So I just love it so much that you contributed. And I'm going to go back into the chat after we get off this space and catch up with everybody I haven't had a chance to catch up with. What an incredible space. Guys, let's do this again. Let's keep the good vibes rolling and come back tomorrow, Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And I am sending you love, light, and blessings.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Peace and love.